Darling, can't you see, baby, I love you so. The many ways you speak of love I've heard before. It sounds so good every time.
Good morning, Bradley County, Cleveland. Coach Schriver here on the morning show. Sorry, got a couple minutes behind here talking to my man, Mr. Cassida, and I lost track of the time. You get here at 6:15 and can't get started on time. That's terrible. I apologize for that. Okay, I hope everyone is well here on a Tuesday morning. It's, I think, 40 degrees out there, 42 maybe. But, boy, you better get those long johns out tonight. It's supposed to hit 20 tonight. Going to clear off, and we're going to have some cold weather here. And, of course, as we said, it is getting close to mid-December, and it is, this is wintertime, so maybe we'll have a white Christmas. Wouldn't that be nice? I would love that. All right, folks, I hope everybody's well this morning. Coach Schriver, or Pop-Up Radio, morning show, 614-5553. Give us a call. Tell us what's on your mind. We got another special guest today. We had Mr. Page, Kyle Page from the Goal Academy yesterday from Bradley County. What a great interview he did. I tell you what, very impressed with that young man. And so it's just another setup, and that's the first one for Bradley. Last week we had Cleveland City in here, and they did a great job, so it makes you feel proud of our educational system and the people and the leadership that we have here. Now, today we have Nat Acciona coming in, the principal at, did I say that right, Tom? Okay. The principal at Walker Valley coming in today. I think this is his second year there, if I'm not mistaken. And anyway, it's good to have him. And then on Thursday, we got Todd Shoemaker, the principal at Cleveland. Let's keep going to Bradley High School. And he'll be in on Thursday. And then, of course, we'll clean that up next Friday with Dr. Cash. It's good to have her in here and get some insight from her about Bradley County schools and how she feels about it, and her, as long as, in her tenure here. So anyway, it's going to be a great day, and we'll get started on that soon. I want to, my friend here just reminded me that today is National Gingerbread Day. There seems like everybody's got a day now. I guess they'll come someday. They might even come out with a National Toenail Day. I don't know what it is, but we got National Dog Day. We got National Hot Dog Day. If there's something out there you like, you just wait long enough, and its day will come along. So, anyway, we just never know what's going to happen there. So, anyway, National Gingerbread Day. Now, so if you're a gingerbread person, or you're making gingerbread houses or something like that, remember that. And ginger snaps. Oh boy, I remember my mother making ginger snaps when I was a kid. Oh gosh, they were so good. Of course, they didn't come anywhere near close to her molasses cookies, but. Anyway, that's something that we want to be thinking about, because that's serious business. So every dog has its day, and everything has its day. So we all have our day. Okay, as I say, everybody likes to have their 15 minutes of fame. Well, gingerbread is getting it today. So anyway, it's good to hear you. Good to see you on the radio again. 614-5553. Coach Schriver in the morning. 99.9. Whoop FM, okay? And if you're wanting to get on the internet, it's working today, thank goodness. My man Daniel got me fixed up yesterday. Sorry about that in the beginning. And but get on whoopfm.com, click on live, and there we are, where you'll be able to watch us on the radio. See us on the radio. There is something to that. There's some truth to that fact there. So anyway, so what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to try. I'm trying to work on my skills on this YouTube thing, and so that's kind of limited. But we're going to try one this morning and see if it comes out. As I'm still trying to work with my theme on Christmas, so we'll see what happens here and see if it works. About a little instrumental. Welcome back to Whoop FM. Hope you enjoyed that. It was a little different, too, version on the Christmas carols. That was supposedly a kind of a bluegrass instrumental type thing, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's a little different. We're going to kind of practice a little bit this morning with some of this YouTube stuff here and get some of this bluegrass stuff that Christmas songs. Still try to stay with our Christmas theme. Also, in talking with, we're still waiting on our guest, but want to set up the theme that we set up here for December and talking about public schools. And as you know, those of you that listened in last week, we had the Cleveland City Schools principals and Dr. Dyer. Great interviews. So that was the purpose, and that was what I wanted. And this week we're doing the same thing with the county schools. And I'm going to carry this theme out through December here before Christmas. We'll go into next week. I've also got Shari Buckner coming in on Thursday, the 21st, to talk about the Bradley Cleveland Public Education Foundation, which kind of ties in both school system there. And I remember back when I first started that program, and Shari was on the board of directors at that time. She's kind of been a mainstay of it for a long time, and she's a great lady, and she'll be coming in to talk to us about that on the 21st. And then I'm still trying to fill in on the 18th and 19th with a couple other principals from the county, and that'll take care of us up to Christmas. And then after Christmas, we'll see what's going on. And number one, we'll see if I'm still here, see if I haven't been displaced or whatever there. And so anyway, I hope hope you all are doing well again this morning as we get off to school and work. And be safe out there. Again, school days, buses, leave early. Don't be in a hurry. We don't want anybody to get hurt. And we're going to talk a little bit about later on. I hope to talk some. I didn't know exactly when we'd get to it. We may try to work on it here right now. But again, we got the bowl season set for all the college bowls. It seems like now just about every college gets a bowl. I can't remember. I think I counted last year. It was like 42 bowls, which means that 84 teams are playing, and there's 130 in the country. So,
everybody but Tennessee.
Everybody but Tennessee, right? That's going to change, though. We're going to. I haven't talked about that. That's a good thing to talk about. I haven't talked about Tennessee football since they hired Jeremy Pruitt as a head coach last week. And I'm hoping that's a good thing. We're going to be very positive about that, and hope he comes in here with a thunder. He's got great credentials. He's got, we got this situation like Georgia had with Kirby Smart. Now, he'd never been a head coach, but he was an assistant, as a matter of fact, held the same position that Pruitt held at Alabama, defensive coordinator. So he goes to Georgia, and in 2 years, look where they are. All right, they're in the national, the Final Four for the playoffs for the national championship. So we can't put down those people who haven't been head coaches. And but again, they've had experience to the guru. They've had experience, and so we'll have to be thinking about that. Good morning. Welcome to Whoop.
Hi, is this Mr. Schriver?
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Schriver. This is Matt Osceola. I'm sorry about being late this morning. I had it on my calendar, but I had something at the school I had to get to real quick. I'm on my way your way, though.
All right, big guy. We're waiting on you. We're not going to go anywhere. You come to us.
All right. Very sorry.
All right, no problem. You take care and be safe. We don't want you getting hurt.
Okay, thanks.
All right, buddy. Come on in.
Bye-bye.
All right, now that was nice of him. Man gets tied up. He's those things happen. So I did something. Okay, so again, we're talking about the situation in Knoxville with Coach Pruitt. Sounds to me like he's got a plan, and and you notice how we talk about the media and we talk about these people that they just can't seem to be positive about anything. Now here we go. This young man has just taken over the job. He's eager. He's ready to go, and you can you believe this? And folks, I'm about as good a big Orange fan as there is out there. You can't get much better. Okay, 50 years tied to that school and alumni, and I'm sorry. I think maybe I've earned the right to be able to talk about him because I was part of the program up there. But can you believe that he made a statement the other day, this new coach, Jeremy Pruitt, he makes a statement the other day that roll Big Orange. All right. Now, okay, the man came from Alabama. They use Roll Tide. All right? The man didn't say Roll Tide. He said Roll Big Orange. All right? I'm not saying that should be any kind of a statement that we want to be connected with, but give the guy a break. Hey, he was being positive for the Big Orange. You know, back off on the man. Give him a chance till he really does something serious. That was a positive thing. He threw in the roll, so what? Come on, folks. Maybe it'll catch on and we'll roll the tide, you know, not roll tide. We'll roll them. Hopefully in the future we can hand the football to them, see, and put it back in their court. So it's one of those things. Hey, positive, folks. You're not going to hear anything negative from me about this guy. And I don't want to hear a lot of negative things out there from the people. I already saw some prints. Oh, I'm done with UT. I'm done with UT. Hiring this guy, and all that kind of stuff. Like those people are saying that know anything. You ever notice how people who think they're the coach or think they are expert coaches, and they'll say those kind of things? I'm sorry, folks. You know, get off your soapbox. I've got my own. I'm on this one this morning right now. I haven't figured it out. I've got my own soapbox right here. Mr. Castor brought into me, and so I guess I'm right now until Mr. Acciona gets here. I'm on my soapbox about that. Give this man a break, and we're going to hope, and we're going to be much better. I got a feeling we're going to have a better attitude next year, and things are going to be rolling a little harder. So, anyway. Enough said about that. Over the weekend, we had Baker Mayfield chosen the Heisman Trophy winner by a landslide. There was no question. There was never any question all year long. Maybe first 2 or 3 weeks, but this kid is a competitor. He did more for his team this year, and there's no question that he's the best football player in the country this year. Now, a lot of people don't like him. He has his issues. He's got. You know, he's young. He makes mistakes. He's done some things and all that kind of stuff. He's at least owned up to them and stepped up front there. I think he's a young man that had some troubles in the beginning, but Bob Stoops took him in. I remember in his speech, I think he said something about Coach Stoops had taken in this fat little boy when he came in and helped develop him and develop his attitude and stuff. But I thought he presented himself very well. I think he's matured a lot, and hopefully he'll have a lot of success. And as I've said before, folks, they're going to be the spoiler in this playoff this year. I sit right here, and I've made this prediction to my Liars Table buddies and all that kind of stuff that I am an SEC man. I'm gonna root for SEC, but I tell you what, I think maybe that Oklahoma could step up and be the surprise this year for the national championship. But again, that's why we play the games. So that's and if they don't win, I'm definitely pulling for the SEC, and if the SEC wins it, I hope hey, I'm going to be right there, happy as a lark. But I think you have to give them a little credit. Some people don't give them much credit for their defense, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So, anyway, so as we hang on here for Mr. Acciona to get here, maybe we'll try to see if we can't get us another bluegrass song out here and see if you like it. Let's try this.
In the country, about this time of year, everybody's happy, Christmas time is near. Little children playing, they're running to and fro. Santa Claus is coming, riding on the snow. I can see the pine trees now, swaying here and there. They seem to know it's Christmas time with joy everywhere. Ice grows on the branches, the water cool and clear. Snowflakes falling, Christmas time is near. my trees now, swaying here and there. They seem to know it's Christmas time for joy and everywhere. Ice grows on the branches, the water cool and clear. Snowflakes are falling, Christmas time is near. Snowflakes falling, Christmas time is near.
Up right there. Yes, sir. Christmas songs, a little bluegrass. I thought we'd throw a little of that in. It's kind of the theme of Whoop FM anyway. And so anyway, Coach Schriver here on the morning show. Whoop FM 99.9. We're still waiting for our guest here, Mr. Akiona from Walker Valley. He got tied up at school this morning, running a little behind, so that's all right. We're just doing the end of our show first, or we're just turning it upside down, and when he gets here, we'll jump right in and wear him out for about 30 minutes or so. We won't give him a chance to breathe. So, again, you want to give me a call here at 614-5553. Tell me what's on your mind this morning, and we'll discuss that. Hope everybody's doing well, everybody's healthy. Got a lot of good friends out there I know that are struggling with health and everything, and our prayers go out there. Even our own Ron Moore here from the station, he's having some issues, so be thinking about him and praying for him and Debbie and the family and everything like that. And I know there's so many other people out there right now that are suffering, and I just so many of this health issue. And of course, as you get a little older, and as I've told you before, I talk about experience. I talk about age is experience. It's not age. I hate that word old. So more experience, middle experience, less experience, all that kind of stuff. But as you get up there to the more experienced area, you tend to have a few more hiccups in your health and stuff like that. And then, of course, you got those people that live to be 99 and taking care of themselves and driving and all that. How they do it, they are special people. So anyway, I hope everybody is doing well this morning. And again, as we get out there and travel, be safe, please. It is cold. Not as cold as it has been, though, so that's a good thing. And so we will work on that, see if we can't improve our situation there. So, all right, again, waiting for a call. Anybody want to give me a call here? Come on, I got a few of you out there I haven't heard from lately, so give me a call and say hello, 614-5553. Remember I told you earlier that today is National Gingerbread Day, and so that's an important issue for those people who make gingerbreads and those people who like to eat them and who like to eat ginger snaps, or I'll just throw molasses cookies in there just because I like molasses cookies. But again, that gingerbread stuff is really pretty good, and so we want you to enjoy your gingerbread today. Make it a special thing, okay? Good morning. Welcome to Whoop.
How you doing, Chief?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. I'm glad you called.
Yeah, I just wanted to call, and I think Tennessee football is going to be coming. I think they're going to start doing better on their recruiting and everything now.
I hope so. I hope we can get back there and maybe get some of those to recommit or all that. Of course, what most people don't realize that, and that's why it didn't really get me all that wore out. When these guys decommit, it doesn't really mean anything. All they're just saying is they're saying now instead of coming to Tennessee, they're not coming. They can change tomorrow and come back, all that, because they haven't signed anything. And until you get to, I think it's December 20th here, so we're pushing that envelope, and I think that's signing day. So
we'll be okay in a couple of years, I'd say.
Oh, I think we're going to give him. We're not going to wait 5 years though, but because if you can't see an improvement, you're going to see an improvement the first year, but by the second year, you need to see big improvements. And
I think that's going to happen. Man, I think they picked the right guy. I really do.
Well, I hope so, big guy, and we're all going to be positive about it, and hope to make it better, buddy. I appreciate your call.
Hey, can you play Rudolph?
Well, I'll see if I can find it. It may take me a while.
Well, that's okay, but you're doing a great job.
Listen, I appreciate it, buddy.
Okay, hey, you have a good Christmas.
You too, man.
Bye-bye.
Take care. All right, that's what I like to hear. We got these guys that call in regularly and keep me going, and I appreciate that so much. Let's see if I can find. He wants me to play Rudolph, so if I can find Rudolph, I'm going to play it, and we'll see what goes here.
Coach Schriver, can I take it? We had a city council meeting yesterday. Had a couple
Oh, yeah.
important items that came up, and I wanted to share with the public. Richard Banks served on council for 14 years, almost 16 years, going 16 years, announced that he will not be running next year.
I heard that.
So he's stepping off, and I tell you what, I've appreciate Richard, for the term I've served on there. He's been a great friend, the way he handles himself with the people and the council. He's going to be deeply missed. So I want to wish him the best.
I've known Richard for a long time, and I know he's worked hard at it, and it's just like anything else you do. You can't please everybody, and you're going to have those that have the negative thoughts and that. But I think he really tried to do the right things and tried to do the best things for the community. And again, as you say, you don't always please everybody on that. But again, we'll be hoping that everything goes well for him, and appreciate his efforts and everything he's done for us.
And the second thing, too, on Deer Park, for people out there in Cleveland,
yes.
Deer Park is getting a facelift. If anybody had a chance to go over to Blythe Bower and see what the city has done to Blythe Bower is there again, Joe Fivas, our city manager, and his staff and everybody's done a wonderful job is bringing the themes into this parks. Blythe Bower is kind of a theme towards the Coe Middle. Coe, I should say, not Coe Middle, but Coe itself. And if you have a chance to get over there, I would encourage you to get over there. It's a beautiful park. Now, Deer Park has been there for a long time. And somebody actually asked the question, how did Deer Park get its name? And it's actually, they used to have deer in there. So people in the community didn't know that. But the theme for Deer Park is going to be the backyard. And there'll be some slides and some presentations and stuff out there for Deer Park. And I'm excited because I take my grandson over there all the time. And I think it's a wonderful park, and it's used quite a bit. I think the pavilion's rented out like 105 times out of the year. So it's a well-used park.
I've used it myself for a couple of my reunions for my baseball team I do in April, and it's worked out great. It's a good place to be, and so yes, that is a great looking thing that we've got here. Mr. Casta brought in the plan update, and I'm telling you what, it's very impressive what it looks like that thing's going to turn into, and we're very, very pleased.
Yeah.
All right, for my man out there, let's see if we can't see if we can't get us a little Rudolph. I'm not sure what we're going to get, but we'll see.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
All right, welcome back here to Whoop FM 99.9 on your dial. Coach Schriver with the morning show. Our guest this morning has gotten tied up, and we apologize for that, but he'll be here shortly. And in between here, Mr. Cassidy and I will carry on here. It's nice to have someone who comes in to help support you and keep you on track and throw in some of these good tidbits he's throwing in. Especially about Mr. Banks. He was so viable to our community on the council and did such a good job. And the information about Deer Park, I think, this is going to be a big deal here, folks. We've got a lot of good leadership coming here. Mr. Fivas has really been a good leader in getting these things. If you haven't been out to the Bauer?
Blythe Bauer School, yeah.
And that kind of stuff. So it's really been neat to see while the development has been going. And so anyway, all right. Well, my guest has finally arrived, and he's still standing. So he obviously didn't have any accidents or anything like that, and so we're real pleased about that.
You didn't run any red lights or anything, did you?
No. In fact, I passed. I think I passed Paul Saveda, who's a SRO over at Charleston Elementary School. I saw him in his Dare vehicle there, and I did what good citizens are supposed to do, right? You're
slow down,
speed by about 8 miles an hour, But yeah, I tried to observe all the rules coming. So apologize for my tardiness.
Hey, that's all right. That happens, and we just appreciate you coming, sir.
Happy to be here.
Mr. Akiona, I've screwed up both your first and last name, so
that's okay.
Holly straightened me out yesterday.
She's good about that.
She's so good. I had her in school. She was a jewel.
She is.
She was one of my favorites. And, of course, I've had thousands of them. So
sure.
Anyway, but, sir, we appreciate you being here. Mr. Akiona is the principal at Walker Valley School, and he's in his second year?
This is my third
year.
Third
I'm behind on that. I'm sorry.
Yes. That's okay. No, that's all right. Time runs for me, too. So.
Well, it's funny. It seemed like the last time I saw you, your hair was a little darker.
It was, and I jokingly say every single one of these white ones that I've accumulated have a student's name written on them somewhere, but, whether they be elementary or high school. But,
I think maybe
you start losing them after a while.
This is what happens after you get 42 years of it. Okay,
I'd rather it turn gray than turn loose. So I'll take it as long as I can.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us. We're looking forward to it. So we're going to 30 minutes here. We're going to pick your brain real quick.
Sure.
Here. And so now you're in your third year there, and of course you had Mr. Coggin that was in there before you.
Yes.
Good man. Known him for a long time. And by the way, I'll throw this in just for, I think my wife taught your sister. Is that
over at Lee?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Sheila Schriver. She, I believe she taught. And she taught Kyle, who was in here yesterday.
Right.
So Shrivers have kind of gotten around on these people all over these last 46 years. But anyway, what's your enrollment at Walker Valley this year?
We're a little over 1,480 this year, and it's down a little bit. We fluctuate around 1,500 students every year, so
that's
a little over, a little under.
That's a pretty good. How do you feel about your physical plan as far as the number of students? Is that handling that pretty good?
It's comfortable, and we can accommodate maybe a few more. Our class sizes, we're really working on our schedule. It's really a unique puzzle to put together so that we can do almost a la carte education for every student. You have students who want to take specific classes, and trying to work that in and accommodating as many of them as we possibly can is always a challenge. It's one we're working on since October. We've made the master schedule for next year and are tweaking that right now and looking.
I'm impressed.
Well, we're trying. I just don't want it to be a last minute thing. And of course, students' progress, towards graduation is always a maintenance item. Got to make sure that they're getting what they need in order to be ready upon exiting our building.
Sure. All right. What's the number of your staff up there?
We have 104 that are certified staff, so 104 teachers. All told, though, including cafeteria, custodial, everyone, we have 153.
That's a good size.
It is.
Good size group.
It is. Good group.
And from the best I understand, the leadership there is pretty good.
Yes.
Give me a little insight into your assistant principals, those people who are on those to help you there.
Sure. Denny Collins is our freshman academy principal. Each one of our school is divided into smaller portions. So
schools within a school?
School within a school. So I like to refer to it as a university model, with the College of Freshmen, the College of STEM, the College of MBA, the College of Humanities. And each one of those individual smaller schools has its own principal. And so Denny Collins is our assistant principal in charge of the freshman academy. Mr. Collins is previously a social studies teacher, American history, and is a great asset for us. Very, very creative, and has a lot of good organizational skills. And so he oversees the freshman academy. The STEM academy, science, technology, engineering, and math, is overseen by Mr. Chris Green. Mr. Green is a science teacher, or former science teacher. Yep. And
I worked with his mom.
Okay, and we won't hold it against him. He's a Cleveland guy by graduation.
I understand.
But he's a Mustang through and through right now. So, but he does a great job with our STEM group over there. Got a lot of really talented teachers and good programs and everything. And then on the other side of the building, the Humanities Academy is overseen by Miss Amy Keir. And Amy is from a longtime Cleveland family, the Stamps, Jim and Elsie Stamps. That's their daughter. And Amy does a great job with a lot of our students who choose to go into more public service elements, whether it be criminal justice or it be fine arts or it be, psychology, world languages, anything like that. Those are humanities students on that side.
Great.
And then our Medicine Business Academy is actually split between two gentlemen. Bo Borders is a science teacher. And Jeremy Jones.
He's another one,
He also played baseball for me.
Played for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then he eventually coached. So you must have done pretty well there. Or he got a lot of.
He was good. He was good.
Yeah, I hear that.
He finally wised up and decided that priorities were better when he found that young lady he married. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she's a gem too. Amy Borders, and she actually is in Mr. Collins' academy. And so we actually have a lot of husband-wife pairings at the school, but Miss Borders is a great teacher. But I've actually got two teachers that we've split the responsibility of the Medicine Business Academy. It's our smallest academy. We have about 380 to 400 students in there.
And who else works with besides Bo?
Bo Borders and Jeremy Jones. Now, Jeremy Jones is married to Emily Jones, who teaches over at Black Fox Elementary. And her mom is Kim Fisher, who's the principal there.
How about
Black
Kim's
Fox.
a good person.
She's
a great lady.
She's a hoot.
Great lady.
I've actually had, in my years in the classroom.
Matter of fact, I'm trying to get her on. I sent her, they were up there doing something in Gatlinburg, like they were pretending to work or something. And I'd sent her a notice. I wanted her to come on the show, and she has yet to respond. I think she was having too much fun.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm learning a lot of stuff,
shopping
too.
To do. Yeah,
Well, I'm sure the conferences were really.
No, she's at the Title I conference, I believe, so that's always a good one to be at as well. So, but both Mr. Jones and Mr. Borders teach half the year, and then they're administrators opposite each other. So this semester, Mr. Jones is in the classroom teaching math. And then next semester, and Mr. Borders is the administrator this semester. Next semester, Mr. Borders will go into the classroom and teach our anatomy physiology classes.
He loves
And
that. He loves that.
He does, and he's great at it. We have students.
I think he was one of the big instruments when we started really getting heavy into forensics
Yes.
and stuff. I remember he really seemed to really enjoy that.
Yeah, he offered that class, and it was busting at the seams. I remember I was assistant principal at Walker Valley when he started that, and I remember we couldn't have enough sections of that forensics class, but he got a new toy a couple of weeks ago. It's called an anatomage table, and it was something provided by a grant through our central office. Ms. Patty Hunt wrote a grant for it. It's a $70,000 piece of equipment that is a three-dimensional. It looks like an operating table, but the images come up and they're three-dimensional. You can rotate them. It's the entire human body.
Kind of CSI.
It's very CSI. Like you can just tap and it'll show you a gunshot wound, or all the animals that you had to dissect, and that horrible smell that would waft through the halls whenever it was dissection day.
Formaldehyde. You're talking about
formaldehyde or whatever rotting.
that was my day. So you're talking about my day now when I would teach
Mine too.
biology.
I remember
over at Lee, Dr. White, I can remember that.
I can still. My fingers are still wrinkled up from sticking them in that formaldehyde.
Yeah. Well, they don't have to worry about that anymore. It's all on this
unbelievable,
table.
isn't it?
It is amazing.
Nate, what's some good things that are happening at Walker Valley? What things you got going on that's really out there?
We've actually had a lot of neat initiatives started by students that I wanted to kind of brag about. It's been really cool. We have teachers to start off with. Mrs. April Richards, Miss Jessica Stone last year had two young ladies approach them. These young ladies were seniors, and they said, we really noticed that a lot of these, and they ended up, these seniors ended up having to go back to a wellness class, and they missed it in their progression and their towards graduation. So these two 12th graders that were with a bunch of 9th grade girls. And it gave them a neat perspective. They were like, you know what, these girls need some mentoring, need some help, just to kind of get used to high school and everything like that. And they started a variety of programs, one of which actually reaches out to students through what we call the Care Closet. And the Care Closet is weekly. If a student needs it, hygiene products, they can come and get a bag that's got soap, it's got detergent, for their washing machine. It's got toothbrushes and toothpaste and feminine hygiene products, deodorant, and even little small things. And we have students that use that every week. And so that was one element that was started.
Isn't it neat what young people could think about and bring up?
It really is.
We give them a lot of bad baggage sometimes, but
there's a lot of good, and it really reaffirms in me the quality of students that we have in our area and their depth of compassion. Not only that, we also had another teacher who they did a study of food insecurity here in Bradley County. They started looking at the numbers of free and reduced lunches at various elementaries, at the high schools, and everything like that. Walker Valley is one of the only non-titled schools in Bradley County, which means that we don't have a population of students that are over 40. We don't have over 40% of our students on free and reduced lunch. And so those students don't have a lot of understanding of perhaps the need that exists in our community. So that the teacher in this instance, Miss Klepsig in our Humanities Academy, started a project where they started studying the food insecurity in our area. Well, that led to a discussion of why don't we have a food pantry, or what does it take to start a food pantry? And they actually researched the Chattanooga Food Bank. Lee University has a wonderful food pantry that I didn't know anything about, and they feed almost 400 people a week.
I was aware of that.
Yeah, it's right out of the Leonard Center. And they came and they spoke, and not only college students, but also people in the community come there for that. And so our students, with this teacher, they scheduled a field trip to go, and they went down to Johnson Park and fed on a day. That was their field trip. They created bag lunches and everything, went down there, kind of were among people and everything. And from that, we partnered with our best partner, Lanza, and also looking to partner with Vacher and with Olin up there and start looking. They brought in a large influx of non-perishable food items that we've created a food bank, and so we'll be feeding 3 or 4 students this over Christmas break that we'll actually have teachers deliver as a result. And it's all very anonymous. It's neat what technology can do as well.
Sure.
Is they can go online at the school under their account, and they can submit an anonymous request for items from the food bank, and we know the organizers know who the student is because of their login, and they can set up the arrangement for delivery of food,
Right.
quietly. But our kids actually pack everything. So great programs as far as care and everything that are occurring.
That's great. It's great for the kids to get involved in those programs, and we are, as we've often said about our community and everything, we are so blessed, not only with our school systems, but our the people, and the fact that we are, economically in our area, we are in pretty good shape. And but there are still, it doesn't matter where you are, there are people who are struggling, need help. And the fact that our young people will step up, and we have so many of them, it's not just, in all the schools, all the systems, and all those kind of things that do that. And it seems that Christmas is the time when most of this comes to the surface. Although we do know that there's a lot of that goes on year round. So
Sure, and those types of programs are elements that we want to sustain. And we have had a good sustainability of those 2 programs, as well as we have a wardrobe closet where we actually have students who donate clothes, or we have a church that meets at Walker Valley High School, Joy Christian Fellowship, that actually provides clothing, and we clean it and sort it by size. We have students who work that, and that's overseen by a teacher at our school, Miss Julie Hardesty, who just came and said, I want to start this program.
Great.
So we were able to
That's great.
carve out a little area for her to do that. Sure. So.
All right. Well, let's talk about some of your academic areas, and the idea that you've broken it down into your 4 schools within a school. Is there some particular things that you got going academic wise up there that stand out that you really want people to know about? Sure.
We have a lot of certification programs, which I think a lot of parents, I hope a lot of parents are aware of. We have opportunities for students to receive 16 different industry certifications, items that they can put on their resumes, and items for which a lot of adults would actually go to perhaps a Cleveland State or a Chat State to actually take classes to receive this certification. So everything from Microsoft Office Specialist to Certified Nursing Assistant. Upon graduation, we want to put students in a place where, if they choose to do so, they can walk right into a workplace with some knowledge about that particular trade or industry, even OSHA certifications that are required for a lot of advanced manufacturers.
Let me ask you this, with the new career program that's going to be put in over at American Uniform, I'm assuming that that's going to help your kids also, right?
It will, and I'm excited about that program. I think the possibilities of that and the connection back to the community is just, it's endless, to be honest with you, all the different ways that can connect school back to our local community. But the programs that we're currently sustaining at our location, like computer-aided drafting, some of the 3D printing and modeling and sculpting, and the advanced technology items with pneumatics and mechatronics, robotic elements that we house inside of our facility, are relegated to really small spaces. And so this new facility will give us the opportunity to actually do mock-ups of different advanced manufacturers here. So it gives our students a lot of different opportunities. We're limited for space right now.
After what Kyle was telling us yesterday about that and everything, and pulling in the local businesses and all that to be part of that. So it's not like he was mentioning a program out of Georgia where you're dealing with one company and that's all you're learning is from one company.
Right.
Whereas with the setup of this, I understand it's going to be like, we could pull in 3, 4, 5, 6 different agencies, businesses, local businesses to set up shop in there so kids could have exposure to all of those.
Sure, and I'm excited about the possibilities. Right up the road at Athens Tech, is a diesel mechanics school, And a lot of our students, are very interested in that. They want to get into, but we don't really have an automotive program at Walker Valley because of the lack of space, So having another off-site place that's attached to our school where they may possibly learn to work in diesel mechanics, or I'm really excited about the possibilities of Wright Brothers Construction.
You brought that up also.
Yeah, heck, I want to. Some of the stuff he talked about, like simulators and
heck with simulators. I want to get on the real stuff.
Yeah.
Start on the real stuff.
Then I start cringing.
Just get out of the way.
Really. Let's leave a lot of room for that, because I also share the parking lot with about 500 16-year-old drivers, so that does give me reason to pause. But put them behind a bulldozer, but it's really exciting what that could possibly be for us. One of our big thrusts right now, one of the big interesting areas for us is our medicine outlets, the different medical fields that our students can explore. Everything from sports therapy and medical therapeutics, learning a variety of, it can take them into a variety of different areas. Pharmacology is a class that we teach, as well as EMS services. So a lot of great programs there.
Well, that's good. That's one thing I think I from going back a few years, actually, the forensics and all the stuff, when they really got started with that back there, the medical aspect was a big thing, and I think, like you were saying before, about how popular that was, and I think that's a big thing. And of course, shows like CSI and all these things, man, I tell you what, once they came on,
right.
the interest in that just went crazy.
Went through the roof, right?
Okay, anything specific you got now? How about let's talk about your physical plant.
Okay.
You've got some great looking facilities. Your athletic fields, everything like that. Are you? I know you all had a big addition put on not too long ago, and so how is that shaping up for you? Are you looking for something that you would like to have that would help you there?
Well, we'd really love to have an ROTC program at Walker Valley. We see a need for that. We have interest in that, and it'd be a nice addition for us. But again, we run into the space issue. But.
Yeah, you're right. And also, I think Cleveland, actually, they put a Air Force ROTC. They just got the grant. They're starting it up next year.
Yeah.
They announced it at school board meeting. I know the county, but
yeah.
I think it's a great program.
Yes, I remember when I was in college, I was part of the UT. I was part of that program for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I had planned at that time to go full-time military. Make a career out of it.
Sure.
And it didn't work that way, but anyway, those things were very interesting, and I think it gives them the opportunity. We've got so many kids that the service would do them so much good, and so I think that's really key. Do you feel any kind of limitations on your physical plant like right now, as far as and I'm not just talking about the inside or whatever. I know I was up there watching soccer. You got a nice soccer field. Your baseball fields, softball, football. You got all those good things, and I realized initially all that stuff just didn't pop up with the building. So how do you feel about that?
We've had some dedicated coaches throughout the years who have actually been a part of actually building their facility, in the sense of even not a brick and mortar. They're out there slinging sod or whatever else, to bring their fields up to the level that they wanted them to be, and we have room to grow athletically. Our gym is one that we wish we could go back 18 years and talk to a structural engineer and say, maybe this isn't the best design. It really does not suit our capacity, to be honest with you, and it's not really the premier for our viewing and everything. But we really would like to see some renovation in that regard. If there's one facility I would start with, if I had the unlimited capital, it would be our gym, and add some elements to that. But because of where it's located inside the building, there's no room for expansion.
Well, I know I was over there to a wrestling match last week, and evidently you were having a Christmas program, I believe, in the
Auditorium.
Mm-hmm. How many does that seat?
The auditorium seats, well, for our band concert, we'll push 700 in there, but it seats about 600.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as facility goes, that needs some expansion as well.
You know what's funny? I think it's kind of funny what I've seen over the years. Like I remember when I was in school, we had an auditorium, and they were big for a while. And then it seems like they phased out. And, you put them all in the gym, or you did these kind of things. The acoustics, the aesthetics, all that kind of stuff was not the best thing. And now I see a trend now coming back to where we're going back to building auditoriums and places, especially with the increase in the music programs. And and we are fortunate in all three of our high schools and middle schools, the programs in music are unbelievable.
They are. We have a lot of creative talent in Cleveland, and I'm not sure. I guess it has a lot to do with churches and everything, and students have early exposure to, presentation and different things. And so our choir program at Walker Valley, as well as our band, are one of our staples, and has been popular and been large since the inception of the
speaking
school.
of the band, tell us about, aren't they venturing somewhere?
We're scheduled to go not this Christmas, next Christmas, back to London, and this will be trip number 5 or 6.
That's unbelievable.
That they've been a part of the New Year's Day parade, and they've tried to provide that. The Hunts, Mr. Benton, Mr. Burris, they've tried to organize this so that, and Miss Oren, along with the choir, so that every student that has come through Walker Valley High School since its start has had at least one opportunity in their 3 years to. That's what they try to do, is go every 3 years and give every student the opportunity to go and do this. It's a big undertaking.
That's pretty exciting.
When we load 3 747s, it's a big group. We sent quite a few.
It is a big group. And you talk about you've got a family member that's in the drama department of choir, isn't it?
Yes, my son. My son is always in drama.
He's got a wonderful family. He's got an absolutely beautiful family. So
I'm really proud of him.
And he does a wonderful job. I understand.
What you're saying is his wife has done a great job.
She has.
She's done a great job on that part. I've known Nate for a long
Shaping and
time
molding.
because my youngest Kelsey, when he was at North Lee, he was a principal there. And as she went to Walker Valley, she followed him up to Walker Valley. So
his
Kelsey thinks the world of him.
reputation, precedes himself, because even before I've heard that name, and I had the pleasure one day of meeting your wife. We were standing in a line somewhere, and it was taking a while, and next thing I know, we're talking, and I finally hear her name, and then I started making the connection and everything. So, and she was a very sweet young lady.
Well, thank you. I chose well. I
yes.
outkicked my coverage on a couple of things, and that was one of them. So
I've learned that I think most of us have. Okay, if it gets right down nitty gritty, we've all outkicked their coverage. Anyway, but okay. Anything else you'd like us to know, or you're?
Sure.
I know you're proud of everything, but
I really am. We've got a wonderful staff at Walker Valley. Our faculty, we have a mixture of veterans as well as those that are pretty green, but it's neat the way when I asked them initially, what is it how would you describe our faculty? The word that came up was family. Mm-hmm. That was the most common word they'd use. And so we're excited to, and we see our students as an extension of that family as well, and bringing them in. So we always try to filter every decision that we make concerning the school through three layers. And the first is safety. If it increases safety, that's a good decision. If it increases care, that's the second layer. And then if it increases our academics. And I really don't believe you can have the last unless you have the first two. You have to have safety and care before students are really, really ready to learn, and that's what I believe we provide best at Walker Valley.
Well, evidently people buy into the program, and your staff, your parents, your community, and everything, and that's what's key. And of course, that says a lot of yourself, because leadership that's where it starts. And but anyway, I know that like I said, and I'm not being facetious or anything, but I hear nothing but good things. Everybody I talk to.
Thank you.
And if Holly is in your court, then I'm sure you're doing pretty well, because there's one sweet lady out there.
They're outkick my coverage there too.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed to have her with me there.
Isn't it interesting how strong they are when you've got a good secretary, you've got people in the front office that are working for you and supporting you, and as I've told several times, what a lot of people don't realize is the when people walk into that front office, that's their first impression of your school. It doesn't have anything to do with you.
Sure.
Doesn't have anything to do with the teachers. But those people that welcome that person walking through the door, you know, they can make or break.
Absolutely.
Whether somebody's going to bring their kid there or whether they're going to work with you or that kind of thing. And,
Sure.
And I know how I've come in there. I remember when I was doing student teachers at Lee, and I'd come in there, and I tell you, she was just so refreshing.
Sure.
Just like that, she just made me feel good when I was her teacher, you know.
Right.
And but that's something to be proud of. And again, you know, that's part of leadership, and it comes down from there. And I hate to say that, but anyway, here. I always like to feel that we were all part of the same program there.
Right.
And even though you get all the backlash, but anyway, you know, we're running down here. We're not in any hurry because, you know, I do pretty much what we want here, and we can run over. We were a little late starting, so we can run over. But do you have anything else that you're just dying to tell the people out there, or something
Sure.
you'd like to?
Sure, we're gonna have. We started this about 2 years ago. We're gonna have an open house, and that's going to be on February the 1st. That's really early for us this year. It used to be in April, and it's where we have all of our programs kind of displayed. We welcome parents from all over to come and check us out. It doesn't matter whether you have one rising, a ninth grader rising next year, or you're looking way in the future. If you're looking, you got a kid in elementary, you want to come check out and bring your students with you. We on that night, February the 1st. I think we're going to start around 5 o'clock or so. We're going to have opportunities for students to actually go through our athletic facilities, take a look at our classrooms, actually, get inside of our ag mechanics rooms and our technology rooms and work with some of our broadcasting items. We've got a broadcast studio somewhat like this even up there that we'll actually have open, and students can stand in front of green screens and everything, and just kind of kick the tires and kind of get to know some stuff. And we'll have our Mustang Mentors, which is a group of students that we have as our ambassador group that will be giving tours of the campus and everything. And so we invite everyone to come out on February the 1st, 2018, and take a look at Walker Valley High School.
That's good. I'm glad to see more and more of that. I think it's so important to open up and let people in. I think it's there for a while. It seemed like we tried to keep them out and didn't want them in. And then, of course, when you get to high school, sometimes the kids don't want their parents in.
Right.
They'd rather let me out here on the corner, and I'll walk the rest of the way. This kind of thing. But anyway, no, that's a great thing. That'll be interesting. And so that just kind of helps you sell your program and tell the people out there and the kids out there what you got, what you can offer for them, and all that kind of stuff. Well, sir, we sure appreciate you coming. I'm sorry you had to
That's okay.
rush. And
I apologize again for my tardiness.
Hey, no problem, man. We realize that evidently demonstrates that you had something going on, or there are things happening. Okay, and that's not what you would expect every morning, but that's the thing that's the thing goes. But sir, we do appreciate you. We appreciate everything that you're doing for our community and your kids and the whole process. We appreciate Mr. Casta here, even though he's a city councilman.
Well, wait a minute now. I served on the county school board for 4 years.
Listen.
Okay.
You didn't let me finish.
You're in the middle of your accolades.
Here I am trying to praise this guy, and he interrupts me. See?
Sorry.
He was a county student, and I was trying to emphasize
There
the
we
fact.
go.
And the fact that being on the city council, he and Mr. Cry have been very, very good at helping me get people in here. And, of course, he's the one that lined you and Mr. Page up, and they sent me all this stuff. And then, of course, I tended to abuse your name. Now, Kyle was easy. Kyle Page, okay? I didn't screw that up. But, the thing that got me is I went from Nate to Nat, and I apologize for that.
It's all right.
But Holly straightened me out on
I
that,
answered it either, so it's fine.
But again, thank you so much. Good
Absolutely.
luck to your school for the rest of the year upcoming and in the future. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas, and I hope we'll see you again down the road.
Sounds good. I'll be happy to come back
Appreciate
anytime.
it. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Let me take your hand here in case I don't get to talk to you. All right, folks, right here we are on on Whoop FM. Coach Schriver in the morning. We ran a little over today, but that's okay. We'll catch you up. And we'll be back on Thursday with Mr. Todd Shoemaker. That's right. See, I have a little trouble. My I don't know what it is. My Sometimers has been really kicking in bad lately. It's just I don't know what I'm going to do here. But anyway, yeah, Todd will be in here on Thursday talking about Bradley High School. And now I forgot to tell you, Mr. Acciona, evidently Mr. Cassida failed because I had told him that I needed to have a magnet, Walker Valley magnet for my car. See, I have one for Cleveland City. And I need to see. I don't see what I want on my car. It's white, so I got the blue. They brought me in one for Cleveland Raiders. So I need one for the other side and one for the back. One, Walker Valley, Bradley, because I don't want anybody feeling that I'm just supporting only one faction. See, so I need to have a little encouragement there on the part of you all too.
I'm sure he's probably listening right now. He's probably got it. He's just right over the hill here.
I know.
So he's fine.
Well, yeah.
But I'll get one down to you.
Shoemaker,
sure.
If you're on there and you're listening, you need to make sure that I get something that magnetic to put on my car.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, guys. Thank you. All right, folks. I hope you all have a great day. We'll see you on Thursday. And come back and see us on the radio. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Thanks so much for having us here tonight. God bless you. Kentucky Thunder. Thank you, boys. Thank you, folks.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
And you're listening to WOOPLP, Cleveland, Tennessee. Whoop FM is a broadcasting service of the Traditional Music Resource Center, and we play America's original music.
Is it time for a new ride? At Buy Here, Pay Here USA, for just $500 today, you can drive it away. Come by any of our 4 locations in Chattanooga, Cleveland, Dayton, and Dalton, Georgia, and find your new ride. For just $500 down, you can drive it away today. Remember, all our vehicles have passed a 200-point inspection and come with a 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty. And you get a free Carfax report and appraisal on your vehicle. Visit us at BuyHerePayHereUSA.com. Offer subject to credit approval. See store for details. We are Buy Here, Pay Here USA.
Are the holidays stressing you out? I can help. Wrap up your gift shopping at the $5 fashion jewelry sale at U.S. Money Shops in Cleveland, Tennessee. All pieces are brand new, brand name, and just $5 each. The sale includes jewelry from White House Black Market, The Loft, Chico's, and many more. Find a pair of earrings, a bracelet, or a necklace for someone special and treat yourself as well. The sale will be at the U.S. Money Shops Warehouse, 460 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, Tennessee, December 14th through the 16th. See you there.
No dealers allowed.
Jackson Catnapper, family owned and operated in Cleveland since 1933, offering the best with over 70 styles of recliners, sofas, electronic lift chairs, full living room packages. Call Mike now at 961-7239 because Jackson Catnapper now offers sales to the public
every Saturday. That's right, every Saturday.
From 8 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. Or call Mike at 961-7239. Or go see him
every Saturday
at 1911 King Edward Avenue, just across from the main plant. Jackson Catnapper, family owned and operated in Cleveland since 1933. 961-7239.
No dealers allowed.
You're the only world I know. You're the one I can't let go. You're my laughter and my tears.
coming in town this afternoon. We usually come in either on the train or on the bus. Except one time my feller brung me in his car. Oh, I don't like these new cars. You know, no clutch. I like the old-timey ones, you know. Plenty of clutch. My feller and me, I remember one time, my feller let me drive his car. Oh, I never will forget that. I had a funny experience here with one of these traffic cops. I like the cops here in Nashville, and they're always awful nice, except I had a little trouble with just this one. I was trying to drive the car, and I pulled up in front of one of these here lights, these here traffic lights, you know, and I stalled my engine, and I couldn't get nowheres. And finally the light changed red, and then it changed green, and then it changed red, and finally the cop, he come up to the side of the car, and he said to me, he said, "What's the matter, lady? Ain't we got no colors you like?" Oh, me. And then one time I had trouble coming up here on the bus. And I usually have an awful nice time with them bus drivers. They're real nice to me as a rule, but we was trying, all of us trying to come up here, and there was Mammy and brother and sister and Uncle Nabob and Aunt Ambrosie and Elmer and brother's old dog, Careless. And you know, that old dog, brother, he calls him Careless, 'cause he got him for a hunting dog, and he cares less about hunting than dog you ever seen. But he's a good old dog, and we was going to bring him with us. And everybody in the family got on the bus, and brother had that old Careless with a rope tied around his neck trying to pull him on the bus. The bus driver says, "Boy, the bus don't carry dogs. The dog ain't going to be able to get on the bus." Brother says, "Why, we got to have the dog on the bus. He's going with us." And I said to the bus driver, I said, "Mister, that dog is just like a member of the family." And the bus driver said, "Lady, I can see the family resemblance, but the dog still don't ride the bus." Oh, me, we've had a hard time with that old dog. Brother loves him so good. Brother got so upset over him here last year, he got one of his legs cut off.